I still don't think releases should last 4 hours.
They last 4 hours. Well, I guess what is
From
it?
not from 9 to 1 in the morning every other week, it seems.
Why would it take that long?
Because everything is manual. Everything.
Well, why? You're like literally pushing the bytes to the web server and restarting things. I mean, what the hell?
I don't know. It's just what's fascinating is the interview process for an organization doesn't necessarily represent the principles of that organization.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably
You,
the case.
you ever worked somewhere where like the barriers of entry was like very, very difficult? Then once you got in, you're like, why did you put me through this rigorous process?
No, no, actually, I don't know. I mean, the job I have now is probably the most rigorous I've had, just because there's actual coding exercises to do, um, which I mean were fairly trivial to me.
It does make me want to do more projects that involves like heavy DevOps. When I say DevOps, I don't mean clicking a button. I mean like writing a program to deliver something of value into different environments
Yeah, yeah,
every single time from a blank slate to something that's fully functional.
yeah.
Dude,
Basically, automating the automating the entire process, which isn't just click button. It makes it so it's click button.
but you know where my gap is and it's probably not as complicated as my mind would like to think. It's that virtual network thing in this context in Azure. I haven't really wrapped my head around how to navigate that and what difference that makes compared to everything just being open versus things being closed network wise, and how complicated or how much more complicated DevOps activities is when it comes to automation and security when you have a VNet compared to the way I've been doing it on my own projects.
Hmm. I don't know. Doesn't Docker use a virtual network between itself?
Oh no, I'll stay away from Docker. I was required to
Why?
learn
It's
that
like it's like the fundamental thing now for.
it's not.
Hmm.
Because hasn't it always been like serverless or container?
Hasn't always been serverless or container.
Well, for the last more than 10 years, hasn't it always been like the option of
Not
serverless
10,
versus container? Okay,
but
15 years.
no, more like maybe 8. But
Okay, I'll round
around,
it up.
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, I mean that's kind of been it. Is you put things in containers because you have a consistent deployment environment. Then you never have to worry about differences in machines because you're shipping the configuration of the machine with the service. But that's what that does. It doesn't give you like scaled up stuff if you have to deploy to a bunch of places. That's a whole different thing. But I believe Docker runs on its own little network, so you can compose up together a bunch of containers with their own network, and then you just inject like host names for all the items in the container. And that's what's really cool is you can put like a router in front of that or whatever, a gateway, and then yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I really don't like that kind of work though myself. Like I don't like the deployment process. I don't like. I mean, maybe if I was to focus purely on it's my job to write the pipelines or like not write the pipelines, but do the automation code, maybe I'd be interested. But it's just a bunch of scripting, and I put this here, do this thing, put this here, do this thing. It's not. I don't know. It doesn't have the type of problems that I'm interested in. I think maybe.
You don't think there's an art to writing code regardless of its application?
Well, there's an art. It's more about. Well, I don't know if it's an art. It's just something I'm not terribly interested in. I mean, literally, deployments are just putting together a sequence of events, right? Now, obviously, there's a lot of more at play in that.
Yeah, there's more nuances to it.
But it is, in the end, just a big sequence of events, and maybe some of it's parallelized. But I mean, maybe if you get into building the infrastructure to do like concurrent pipelines and stuff like that, and monitoring of those pipelines and handling failures and reporting that back to a UI, I suppose that could be kind of interesting. Just because it's a concurrent communications problem, but I don't know. I think there's probably a difference between writing the infrastructure to do it and actually using the existing tools with some scripts and YAML files to do the work. So, yeah, I don't know. But that's just me. I mean, people get enjoyment out of it, I guess, or fulfillment, maybe.
It's interesting. I learned more about security with Pulumi just because I kept on running into barriers whenever I was trying to get it to work. That's how I learned about role-backed access control, if I said that right. Role-based access control.
RBAC, yeah. Which you use in most web apps too. So, although I like more activity-based than role-based. You build out a set of permissions that represent activities, and then you build roles to have those, but you don't check the roles explicitly. You only check the permissions the roles have. So you convert a user into a set of permissions, and then you just check the permissions. Role is just a bucketing body of things. So, as I know too well now. Anyways. So it's new. You put together a picture for what is the big one, the Pulitzer?
Dude, I haven't taken a photo in like probably 3 weeks. I haven't taken my camera off the rig.
That's journalism. Yeah, why not?
Because I'm too busy trying to learn DaVinci Resolve. Like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 booklets that I've written covering sound engineering, video editing, and I just completed like 1 out of probably 4 tutorials on color grading. So I've been trying to learn the software for the past week. That's been taking my time. I'm trying to put together a trailer.
And how's it going?
Slow. I'm consistently putting forth effort every morning, trying to make a dent in it. But it's just all new technologies, man. I'm learning like software to plan, or AKA pre-production. Like, where is it at? I don't even know where it's at. Like Milanote. Have you heard of Milanote?
Nope, not Milanote.
Yeah. So like, here's my trailer project, and then I guess it's similar to OneNote, except for like film projects.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a Mira board.
Yeah. And so you could attach like clips and audio to your ideas that you put on this vision board or whatever you want to call it. Um, and so I'm just trying to put my thoughts together and trying to link up with the what the audio video is going to be and how it's aligned with the thoughts. And I mean, I still haven't like attached actual audio or video clips to this stuff for it to be more visible. And the theory is once I have all this stuff laid out, it's just plug and play because I just basically this whole thing will be like the instruction manual for step by step how the trailer is going to run and each sequence and each scene and the visual and the audio, and it's just plug and play. I just take this from this I don't know, project plan to DaVinci Resolve and just drop, 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 plug, 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 plug. And in theory, things should just fall in place like dominoes. We'll see.
Where'd you learn about this?
Binge watching YouTube videos and learned about the concept of pre-production.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I guess that's not something you really kind of think about too often. It's just like go record stuff, put it together, but
Talked to Odie last night because I ran into some issues with codecs. I have no clue what that stuff is, codecs. But
which codecs are we talking about?
I couldn't play MOV files for. I could play MOV files for all the other tutorials.
Yeah,
but I couldn't play it for this tutorial that I have up here. Like none of these video clips were loading, and so now I'm just learning about color stuff. Which I mean, I went through the video and I went ahead and took all the notes. That's the first pass. The second pass is to actually do the tutorial with the video. So, yeah, I learned that you could take different. How is this working? I don't even know how to do any of this. I learned that you could take different video clips that have different like color schemes, and you could basically like make alterations so that their color schemes match. So like this clip right here has a different color scheme than this one right here that has a different color scheme than this one right here. Right.
Yeah.
And in the tutorial, they demonstrate how to make all these look like it's from the same environment, the same plane.
Yeah, so it's basically like shifting the colors within a range down, up and down, probably. But
yep.
Hues and whatever.
Yep.
Darker and some lighter. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then
equalizing.
Stock footage is expensive, man. Like these are some of the video clips that I'm considering, but they cost so much. Like it's $120 per clip. So I think I'm just going. I downloaded the clips that have the watermarks on it, and I think I'm just going to learn how to remove the watermarks. And then if I decide to ever publish my trailer, then I guess I don't have a choice but to purchase each of the clips for $120.
Or you can go further down the rabbit hole and get your.
And this is just one scene, and that's $625.
Get your drone pilot's license and go and record your own.
You don't need a drone pilot.
You can go to the factory and pumping smoke in Cleveland. You know where that is.
Yeah. I like some of these. And then here's my sound effects that I was sampling. Actually, that's not it. Oh, that is it. Yeah.
Huh.
So, yeah, I've been busy. Having this is all alien to me, but it's like another form of programming. It just requires a lot more planning than just writing code. At least I think it requires a lot more planning, a lot more staging before you actually start doing the work. Or maybe I
Yeah.
should say staging is part of the workflow, whereas with software development, it's optional.
Yeah, I don't know how that would look in software dev if you quote unquote staged everything. The I mean, technically that's all we do, right? Because the actual construction of software comes in the is a solved problem. It's what a compiler does, or an interpreter, I suppose, too, if you're doing an interpreted language. But the,
Yeah, but the
all we're
majority
doing is laying the blueprints. I mean,
the majority of people don't have all their dependencies lined up in a row and detailed, so that once they commit, everything just falls into place. In theory, like
yeah, I
that's
suppose it's
not
because
normal.
everything we do is a pure abstraction, right? It's not like a clip is a real thing of a
Yeah,
that is kind of finite, and
it's tangible.
you don't have to like invent it or think about it. I mean, you have to record it, but you don't have to. And you might want to think about what you want to do, but once you take the shots, you can maybe reshoot. But it's not an abstraction. You're like totally coming up without a blank. Like you don't have to think about like take that clip of the Cleveland factory billowing smoke. Like you could say I want a factory billowing smoke, and that's your abstraction, but you go out and find it, and it's not like you're thinking up every single. Maybe if you started to get into maybe it'd be really hard if you started getting into animation, like not just adding animations but real animation, because then you have to literally think of everything, like every detail, every
Mm.
spot. You got to decide how much detail to add to things and how much detail not to add to things. And, yeah, but yeah, it's all complex work. So
That's interesting.
yeah,
Why did you send me a message about what camera I had or something?
I don't know. I was thinking about it last week. I'm like, well, maybe I should get into doing something different. And I don't know.
Well, something that I discovered, and I'm like, okay, yeah, why not? Is where is it at? I think it's called Black Box. Oh, you can't see my screen anyway.
Yeah,
Black Box footage. Blackbox.global. Yeah, so there's like a platform called blackbox.global that basically I think connects to all your other footage platforms like Shutterstock and I don't know, whatever else. And basically you can upload your photos and your video clips and basically just have them for sale. Hence, I'm pretty sure that when I went to that one website, pond5.com, and you saw like the 6 clips that I selected, and they were almost all $120. More than likely, they registered it through this black box platform, and then Black Box distributed those photos and their prices, or that footage and those clips and their prices to the other platforms. So it could be, an opportunity for another, I don't
income
know,
stream. Yeah,
$30 a month of stuff that people think they need
yeah.
and are willing to buy.
I wonder how often, like, I wonder what gosh, can I speak this morning? Jeez. I wonder how ChatGPT and like image generation have affected revenues on those types of pages. So now you can kind of like invent scenes, just by describing them. So, but two, I wonder like, what is the standard amount like somebody could expect to make if they do really good photos? Like, do they have, oh, these people make this much money type thing? What's their,
Well, yeah, on YouTube, you'll obviously they want views, right?
yeah,
So, but you'll see people like, I made $20,000 off of my photos and video clips last year. No, they're, I mean, maybe they're the 1%, but even like even like $20, $30 a month for something that you took a couple years ago, and people still want it that bad that they'll give you like $20, $30 so that they can use it for their own personal project. I mean, that seems like a no brainer.
yeah, that's the dream, right? Passive income, where you just do something once and then you get dividends from it the rest of your life.
Mm.
It's like an investment fund. You could have all of your digital assets as an investment fund. You just keep pumping it into that fund, and then hopefully it yields distributions at some point.
But
You're adding time and effort to do it.
to your point about AI, I mean, I don't. One is I don't think it's there yet. Two is there's a I think there's a learning curve to get exactly what you want,
Yeah.
and you may not get exactly what you want, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, ChatGPT is one thing, but I still feel like Midjourney, for instance, is pretty damn good at creating images. Like,
well,
really
this is just
images.
video creation.
Yeah, but yeah, those
Because
video clips are a lot harder because you're right, Sora and Vio and that they're not there. I mean, they can create some cool like mix them together, and you can create some cool effects and stuff. But you're not creating a real cohesive video.
I can't spell Guardians for the life of me.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe
like
there's
there.
maybe there's money to be made in the AI world in post processing, like where you use an AI to build the like structure of what you want, and then you do a post processing effort to actually make everything cohesive, kind of like what you're doing with the color shifting. But imagine you could do that, but also then um, add things like character continuity, and that would be sweet. Yeah,
Mhm.
all these are taken with drones. People, my brother's got his pilot's license for drones. He hasn't used it much, but
Why you need a
he hasn't
pilot
mentioned.
license if you just say it's a hobby until like it goes for sale?
No, you need if you're gonna do. There's rules about it. If you're gonna fly a drone, I think it's like out of your vision, and I don't know what they actually. And then to a certain altitude, you have to have a pilot's license. So what happens is the drone that you buy comes with a actual transponder that the FAA can monitor. And so if it shows up on their blip, they know who's done it. You do have to like register when you're planning to do. I believe when you're planning to do flights like this, you have to actually register your drone and say I'm doing this from this time to this time or whatever. This is the same way that you would do with a real pilot's license. So, but it's just to make sure that because they have to be able to coordinate traffic around bodies in the air, right? So they have air traffic.
Yeah, but I mean, when
You're
it's in the
flying
air, it's. I understand the argument of when it's way up there, like competing with airplanes. I get that part. But if I'm a hobbyist and my drone is 300 feet, or not even that, my drone is 500 feet in the air. That's not competing with airspace. Like it's not.
Well, it's that too, but there's probably also a national security thing too of whose drone is this thing? Is this one of our drones? Is it somebody else's drone? Is it a kid flying the drone? Is it a
It's not.
Chinese drone?
It's not national security.
Yeah.
How? Me taking a DJI Phantom and playing with it on the beach or playing with it in my backyard. How's that national security?
Yeah, when you're talking about small, quadcopters with like that you keep within vision, but if you're talking about these big ones that have the video equipment on it that fly through stuff and definitely go out of your vision and can go to altitude, it's a national security thing for sure. You don't want people just sending drones over here, do you? Make like Ukraine.
I mean, I think that's probably going to be it. When Ukraine did that,
Yeah,
that super far attack across Russia, like different areas in Russia, and they took out their bomber planes. That's totally going to happen here.
That's what war would be nowadays. It's like a lot of technology you throw at each other until someone runs out.
No. What I'm saying is, I think that's going to be the next Pearl Harbor. Is the playbook
that giant drone attack that just comes over and everything?
Yeah. The drones were sitting idle probably for months inside containers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
And then they basically like unleashed them like honeybees.
Like they play the flight of the, was it the flight of the honeybee? That song? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Hold on.
I'm black.
The flight of the bumblebee? You've heard this a million times, I'm sure. Let me see if I can switch to something you could actually hear. Well, of course, you'd probably hear yourself now. Oh, wait, what the hell? Why isn't this playing? Why isn't this playing, man? Speakers.
So this is $860 for one scene. And then I still have to do Miami.
You haven't heard that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the flight of the bumblebee. Just all the drones come out of there like the flight of the bumblebee. Actually, that's interesting. How much have you looked into music and mixing music in? And sound effects, because I know you've done a little with looking up this stuff, but like,
have you seen my Amazon shopping cart?
Yeah, we've talked about it, but I mean, have you looked at how to actually pick the music and layer in the sound effects and get sound effects to not sound like cheesy and things like that?
The short answer is yes, but you can also buy music trailers that have the sound effects in it, and then you could just figure out how you're going to lay your video clips on top of it.
Yeah. How long so if you buy a license to those things, are they perpetual then? It's a one-time perpetual purchase, or do you have to maintain it and pay dividends on it? I suppose it depends on the license, but if you were going to go with if you're trying to use somebody's song, like a rock star's song, like you're going to be paying on that probably forever. It's going to be an upfront cost plus probably dividends.
No, I don't think so. Well, I guess it depends on their business model. Yeah. So for Beach Mobile, I think I have the Beatles or something playing as the background music.
And that's because that guy had the license, right?
Well, yeah, he had the license. I don't think he's paying monthly, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
It would take a lot of infrastructure to figure out what.
I'm fairly confident that you pay an upfront fee and you can use that music for your your commercial, no matter how many times people watch it. Now, YouTube didn't bother to ask me, hey, Mr. Scott Nimrod, or hey, it wasn't even Scott Nimrod. It was like, I think the channel was Beach Mobile. They didn't bother to ask me, hey, do you have a license for this background music that looks professionally done? We're just going to disable your channel. They didn't even ask me. They just disabled my channel.
Well, yeah. That's.
And I'm like, I have a license for this. Oh, we're sorry.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my channel was down for like 3 days, even though I only had like 2 viewers.
So yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Have you ever looked at? I'm just thinking about licensing and that. Have you ever looked at like what it would take to license actual IP, or to get access to licensed IP? Like if you wanted to use, let's say you wanted to create a pillowcase and you wanted to put a Disney character on it, how do you get that IP? Like you have to go and talk to Disney, and then you get a license agreement to use their IP on your goods. Like that whole process is such a black box. I know it happens. Like Disney doesn't make everything that they make. They have licensed whatever to do it. It's the same process as this, I suppose. But where's the intellectual property rights buying tool where you can just go and browse people's intellectual properties for things? That'd be neat.
I'm pretty sure someone's thought of it, but
I know I'm not saying that it doesn't exist and we should build it or anything. I'm saying that I'm surprised that there isn't just a marketplace you can go to and say, I want to buy Disney characters. Here's what their terms are. You know, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. Like, how do you think that like these companies, like when you go to Orlando, right? You can go to these like cheap shops and get gift souvenirs, and they have a lot of stuff on them that are all licensed characters, right? From Disney or from Universal.
Yeah.
But do you think that they actually are those all just like illegal knockoffs then, where they're just outright stealing the IP, or do they actually go and buy and put all of these things on these cheap items? This is just something I've been thinking about.
I'm fairly confident that they pay a fee to be a distributor of license. What do you call it?
Nice, yeah.
Licensed trademarks. So, but here's the thing: like, if you go into an art gallery, especially like the ones here in Miami, you'll see a lot of like what looks like AI generated art that has Batman, Star Wars especially, right? You'll see Mickey Mouse with a Star Wars helmet and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally legal under the concept of like art and not you trying to claim that you're selling the Star Wars experience or the Mickey Mouse experience. There's a weird line where you can basically steal other organizations' trademarks and declare that it's an artistic expression that you can legally sell.
Yeah, because otherwise so the fair use in art it's a legal doctrine that allows artists to use copyrighted material in their work for purposes like criticism, commentary, or creating new art, which is why you can get away with, as long as you're commenting on, let's say, a song, you don't get copyright strikes because you're not selling the song, you're selling your commentary, or you're projecting your commentary on the song. So and you'd have to be able to do that in order to make that commentary work. I mean, so it's like, yeah, fair use is such a tricky thing. People will claim fair use on a lot of stuff that isn't. But yeah, I always wondered, like, at what point, and it's the trick of like, if you take a photo that has somebody else's intellectual property in it, at what point does it become, does that have a strike against it for copyright?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like if you're taking a picture just of at Disney,
Do you hear the audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot better sounding than the music I've used. Hey, if you ever want a free source of music, royalty free,
Yeah, this stuff is pretty good. At least with these headphones on. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, if you ever want a source of free royalty free music, you can go to this site. If you just want stuff to shove in there that you can get for free and not have to do any sort of upfront payment for it, drop it in the chat. It's this Incomptech one. It's not going to be probably as
high quality.
This high quality, because that stuff sounded amazing. But there's actually a lot of music here that if you're just looking for something temporary to get the feel, yeah, it's pretty. I used it in games before. Actually, a lot of people use it in games.
It looks like this site's been around since the 90s.
Yeah, it is been around for a while. I've used it for at least like 13 years ago, maybe, when I first stumbled on it.
It does sound like something that's ideal for like indie games.
Yeah, it's all royalty free. So they even have African. What does the African ones listen sound like? Ooh, adding the sun. But yeah, it's an older one. But still, it's you can use all of that music royalty free. So
that's cool.
Yeah. You just have it's royalty free, but I think it's attribution. So if you use it in something, you have to put his name in there somewheres. So
like in the credits.
Yeah, credits. It's kind of a You have to say credit this piece by copying your credits section. So adding the sun, Kevin McLeod, Incomptech, licensed under Creative Commons by attribution. So.
My name is Scott.
Roll up on the block.
With my
in a sock. All right.
Yeah, man. Like, hurry up and purchase your production equipment, so I'm not alone.
Yeah,
we could go broke together.
I was looking at cameras, and I was looking at just some of the like entry level Canons because they're cheap. That one you got that's an expensive camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, well, why wouldn't I just get like a $700-800 Canon Rebel EOS or something like that? But then I realized SLR
my camera does 80% of everything well.
Yeah, I realized that DSLRs are not the top now. It's this mirrorless or mirrored or something like that.
Mirrorless cameras, yeah.
Or is it mirrored or mirrorless?
Mirrorless.
Yeah, mirrorless cameras. But still, you can get an entry-level Canon for, $500-600. What's Pentax and in terms of like quality in the arena? I see their name come up a long time alongside Sony and Canon and Nikon a lot.
I haven't. When I'm surfing YouTube or when I'm at the video shop, It's just always Canon, Fuji, Nikon, Sony. I think I'm missing one.
Is Olympus still out there? Or is...
I thought that was a Radio Shack brand.
Olympus? No, I think Olympus is its own thing.
No, I think
I know they made...
I worked at Radio Shack. That was one of their brands. Unless there's...
No, they sold them at Walmart too. I owned, like, one of the first digital cameras I ever bought was an Olympus. But Olympus cameras. Yeah, they still sell Olympus. I guess they put OM on stuff now instead of whatever. But you can get a high-end Olympus. Higher-end Olympuses, I guess, would be the term. Olympusi. They have one with a lens for $1,400. The OM5 mirrorless camera with 3x digital zoom. Yeah.
All right. Well, you can get your Olympus.
No, I think I'd probably go with Canon. Or Nikon. I mean, I like Nikon too, but I think Canon's got probably the better entry level, maybe. But then I thought about it, like, well, what would I do? Actually, I'd probably take like 2 pictures of my dogs and then be done, and never pick the damn thing up again.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's likely, or if you're like me and you're by yourself and you're trying to come to grips with, you're probably going to spend the rest of your life alone. Well, how do I just accept it and get used to it? Then you'll like, all right, well, what else can I do with this camera? And then you just start going down a rabbit hole of, oh, you mean I could just have a morning routine where I go for a walk, take photos, and then the photos I like, I could just upload to some distribution platform, and occasionally someone may buy one. Oh, you mean I could maybe put together my own version of a movie trailer that's like commercial grade, even though it may take me $3,000 to make and 6 months to learn how to do. Like, you just start going through a rabbit hole of what ifs now that I have this camera. And of course, if you start going deeper and deeper, you could meet the local folks in your community that are, is it Avid or Abbott? Like Avid, V as in Victor?
V as in Victor.
Oh, AVID, okay. That are avid photographers or cinematographers. So just like software engineering, you could go down a rabbit hole of all these different things that you can do or get into.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, 3 years later, you're giving a conference talk at a convention. So,
yeah, it could happen. I keep looking for good books to listen to, and I just keep being disappointed with every like business self-help type book I can come up with. Now basically all just say the same thing. It's just boring real quick. But this last one I picked up about ultra learning reminded me of you. And the guy was like, yeah, I went and picked up photography when I was in Europe or whatever. And he basically got like, I don't remember if he won like National Geographic's something after like 3 months of using it, but he took an intense focus in actually learning the trade and becoming a better photographer. I think that was the opening guy. What did he actually do that was more famous though? I think he wrote Atomic Habits, maybe the book. But
it definitely opens up your eyes. And then there's the social aspect and the ethics of like, I saw this woman at a park having a meltdown, and she was crying, and she was on the phone, uh, going through a really hard time. I'm like, well, I learned that street photography is really important to capture emotions. So I just got in front of her and I took photos of her. She's like, "Can you not take photos of me?" as she was sobbing.
Do you get good pictures then? I don't know what the legality of using them if they don't take pictures of me is, but
like, what's the definition of a sociopath? Like, or psycho? I confuse psychopath and sociopath. Like when you're indifferent to people's emotions. Socio. I want to learn to be a sociopath, man, because I honestly do care.
Yeah.
About like infringing on other people. But in Miami, I hate women, so it's like, F that. I'm gonna take all the photos I can.
Right? You need to get out of Miami. You're just surrounded by the apparently surrounded by the women that just won't be good for you.
It's a very
time to move to Texas and see what the difference is.
It's just vanity, man. It's sickening how self-absorbed people are in that city. Like, yeah, they're obsessed with themselves. So,
but yeah, no, it's yeah, it'd be great to be a sociopath. I hear like I think it's
you see the movie Nightcrawler?
What? Oh, Nightcrawler? No. Well, no, probably not.
You should see it. That's pretty much that was a really good movie. It was a sociopath that went from petty theft to getting a camera and to visit traumatic events and then selling the footage to news agencies. He was a sociopath. So it got to the point where he was setting up people just so that he can like record and then sell the footage. When I say set up people, he would set up people and then he would set up cops. He would set up shootings like, just so he could profit from it.
Yeah. That was like that show Dexter on Showtime. That's about a sociopath but he only kills people who are bad.
Now in this movie, he would like come across a car accident with like bodies laid out from being thrown out the car. He'll like, I need a better shot. So he'll grab the arms of like some dead guy that got thrown out the vehicle, drag him, and then take his photo.
Oh,
that's a sociopath. It's a good movie, man. You should watch it with the family.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a epic family film.
Well, there's no nudity or anything like that.
Yeah, I suppose.
We're having a gambler. He gave up on us. Gave up on me.
He comes back every once in a while. Maybe we need to talk about programming more, so we're more interesting. Yawn.
Program is for dorks. Only dorks care about learning syntax and talking about Rust. I was actually listening to a Rust YouTube video yesterday. I don't know. I mean, the stuff, it's interesting when you can make money. Else, I don't really care.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I saw this X post yesterday about this guy who's, I think, a cloud architect or something. He's like, man, I'm just getting offers for half what I should be able to charge. So what's going on? But I don't know. I think maybe that, I don't know. We'll see if the spigot turns back on for tech hiring. It feels like it's definitely a lull right now. Maybe this is just part of the long correction after COVID. Saturated.
I want ICE agents to enter the Microsoft campus, the Apple campus, the Amazon campus, and
Well,
then the
no,
spigot
that's all legal, man. That's all
the spigot
legal.
is turned back on. Well, they can be accused and then go through the court process, like a lot of people that get accused when they're legit.
But, it's all along H-1B stuff, legal H-1B.
I wonder if that government shutdown is going to, how long that's going to last.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, has it affected your life at all? I don't know. Well, your job works with the government, so, but like,
it hasn't affected me yet.
It hasn't affected me. Like,
but that doesn't mean that behind the scenes leadership have to figure things out.
Like the government shut down. I wouldn't have known if they didn't tell me that.
You know? Well, when I called in to make a payment,
I haven't gotten to that. Okay.
When I called in to make a payment to one of my vehicles, the first thing they said is, they made reference to the government shutdown, and they're more than happy to work with you through tough times. So I think people are going through it.
Well, there's a projection of it.
I'm just kind of out of touch, knock on wood.
Well, I think most able-bodied people are. Like the government really doesn't do much to our day-to-day. I guess if you're in the military maybe, or in some of these, you work for the federal government, it's a big deal. But I think the Department of Education head was said, because they're completely shut down, and they're still trying to get that completely shut down. But it's like this government shutdown just shows how this department is totally pointless. Like it's had no effect on anything having that shut down for a month, so which makes sense. Mm-hmm. So there's probably a lot of stuff. It's like you get down to brass tacks, and anything that's closed right now probably should just remain closed, because we clearly don't need it. As long as the Social Security and Medicare, whatever payments keep going out, and the troops get paid, and the veterans are taken care of, that's probably about it.
Yeah, but are they getting paid?
The troops?
Who's not getting paid? Is it the
Fed workers? Certain Fed workers.
Is it the aviation? What do you call it?
FAA? No, that would help.
The controllers, the people that direct airplanes to land and take off.
No, they'd be getting paid. We'd have to shut down all of our airspace if we.
Someone's not getting paid.
Yeah,
but they're working because they know that sooner or later they'll get their money.
Yeah, they're furloughed or whatever. But the Department of Education, I think, for instance, that entire thing is probably shut off, not getting paid. I'd assume that they're not working too, but maybe they are. I don't know. Eventually it'll come to a head. It can't go on forever.
You download Visual Studio 2025 or 6? Which Visual Studio are we on?
Dude, every time I use Visual Studio now, I get messed up because in Visual Studio, rename is Control-RR, but in VS Code, which I use for most of my work, it's F2. So I keep hitting Control-RR.
It's both.
Oh, in Visual Studio?
You can do F2 or Control-RR.
But in VS Code, you can't do Control-RR. And I got used to using Control-RR in Visual Studio. I didn't think VS regular Visual Studio does F2.
Yes, it does. You can do both. I use shortcuts more than anybody at all my jobs. Have you ever did a screen share with a peer developer, and you're just in awe that they use their mouse to do almost everything, to point and click.
I've had the inverse reaction of that when I first started. When I came to start working in software originally, you know, like I went to my first internship and I got pulled into someone's office and he was working on some code. And he's just like, you know, and it's all his hands on keyboard. And I'm like, I need to learn to do that. Because and that's where I started to use like control shift and home and end keys and arrow keys to do selections and move stuff around, and copy stuff. And then when you found out about the ability for the cursor to go on multiple lines to do one.
Oh, that was a game changer. I learned that from my senior. That was a game changer.
Yeah, that was a big deal. And so I got pretty good. Now I'm pissed off every time I can't use those keys to do selections and stuff. Like where I work, we have certain input boxes where you should be able to do shift home to select everything in the box and then delete. But it doesn't work because whoever coded the actual control, I think we're reusing some controls, but like the underlying control that we're using, it for some reason must intercept the shift button or the whatever and shut it off. Or maybe it prevents most input on keys. So I can't like shift home delete. I have to literally delete to delete something, and it's a pain in the ass and I hate it. So, but yeah, if that doesn't work, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, I just remember I locked myself in the bedroom for a weekend, and I tried my hardest to not use the mouse in order to like write some code and run it.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked, dude. Like people are in awe when I'm sharing my laptop and I'm using like Control Tab and a whole bunch Control Q, and like Control Q helps me out a lot when I have no clue where a menu item is. You just do like Control Q and you just type in like what you know is one of the words in the menu item. So
yeah.
Control comma.
It's Control Shift P or Control P. It's both of those. Maybe with VS Code to bring up the bar, but then it depends on whether you've got a greater than symbol in there.
Control \E brings up your errors in the output window. I like to use Control Alt L to open Solution Explorer nodes. Control Alt M, I think, closes the nodes within Solution Explorer. Like I'm about that life. So Control RM, rename method. Control RR or F2, rename. Control Shift B, build. F5, run.
Uppercase, lowercase, go.
F9, breakpoint.
What's the uppercase to upper to lower?
I never used that, but I thought it was like Shift cap lock.
Isn't it Control KU? Or
Control
KU.
Control KD will format your syntax on the editor. It will automatically just format it or beautiful. Not beautiful.
Yeah, that's the document format one. Yeah, I think Control KU is to upper, but I can't remember what lower. Maybe it's the opposite.
The thing is with DaVinci Resolve, I mean, it's also very like shortcut. Well, it's in your best interest to learn all the shortcuts, and so I've been trying to program my mind to doing that.
I downloaded OpenShot for my son because he wanted to start a YouTube channel. But he's only got a couple gaming videos on there and hasn't done much with production on them yet.
How old is he?
He's 9. Oh, he's going to be 9. He's 8 right now.
Oh,
but
wow. He probably knows more about it than I do.
No. He's literally thrown in a couple of transitions in like middle of the video, and I had to explain to him like, no, you want like fade at the start, fade at the end. You want to clip off the parts you don't want to have in the video. And whatever you want, cuts and all this stuff. And he did a little bit of tinkering, and then he's just like, "Yeah, I'll just upload the video itself."
It sounds like me in these live streams.
Yeah. So,
what game does he play?
He plays Roblox, but the game in Roblox that he plays now a lot is Rivals, which is it's a first person shooter game, and I don't know, he's pretty decent at it, but that game has a big pay to win curve, so you buy better weapons, and it's pretty hard to compete against them with the cheaper weapons.
Have you ever played those like World of Tanks or those other war games that are on PC?
I've tried World of Tanks, I think, but I have my old boss. Man, he was a big shark in that game. Like he played it all the time. I'd go to work, and he's like in his 50s, right? And I go to work, and he's like, "Yeah, I was up till like 1 o'clock playing World of Tanks last night." Like, it's like okay, but yeah, he did a lot of that.
That's how it was with Halo Wars. I think I'm the only person that loved that game. Like,
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's very close to Age of Empires because it's made by the same studio. So I really liked Age of Empires too. I still do. I mean, people still play it. It's a esport, I believe now. So can't believe, which is because it came out in like the 90s. And I remember you could play the game on like a 166 megahertz processor. It wouldn't work very well, but you could. We tried it once at a LAN party back in the day. We had a Pentium like 166 megahertz processor on one of the machines. It took like 5 minutes for the damn thing to load, but sure enough, the kid was able to play on that old ass computer we had.
yeah, the next generation console should be coming out in another couple years.
Well, Switch 2's out already. I don't know if Xbox is going to have another iteration here.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. But yeah, I don't know what Sony's plans are. I think that they're capped on what they can actually do.
Well, I thought the direction from last year is less towards less focus on dramatically enhancing the gaming experience and more focus on enhancing the living room entertainment experience. That's what I thought the move was towards with all of them.
Well, maybe not the Switch. Obviously, the Switch is not a multimedia; it's a pure gaming device. Like you can watch YouTube and stuff on it and Netflix, but so it maybe functions as a tablet, but not. It's a pure gaming device.
I don't know any grown man that has a Switch that does not have kids.
I do.
Really?
Yeah. One of my old coworkers, actually, probably a number of my old coworkers, but one that I still keep in touch with has a Switch. He's not married, doesn't have kids. It's a great mobile gaming device.
Yeah,
it's the best mobile gaming device you can have.
Isn't it a hybrid? Like it could be mobile and
a dock, and then you can like the controller design is really ingenious. Like that is the coolest thing about the Switch in my mind is the controller design, because they made it so you put it into the sides of it, and now you've got a standard joystick and four button pad. Well, you take them off, and then to play them together, you can do it like that still. Or if you turn them sideways, each player, you can have two players, and all the buttons are still there, and you can still play the same way with these sideways controllers. It's the design is really, really cool.
Yeah, well, I like to put Japanese and octopuses in the same category. Like I think they're aliens, man. They come from a different world. They're so advanced.
Yeah, are they both going extinct though? I don't know. The Japanese,
well, I don't know about octopuses, but
yeah, the Japanese birth rates are plummeted. So, like nobody's having kids in Japan.
I guess they need my help.
Yeah, well, they've started to bring in
bring in the Mandingos.
Yeah.
Bring in the Mandingos. Help the population.
Help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered.
Help increase the Japanese population. All Mandingos. Free flights. Like
That would be a funny parody where where cats and dogs become endangered species because so many people help control the pet population by having their pets spayed or neutered. Oh, that's
That'll
funny.
never happen. We have so many cat women where I live. They litter the park with their stupid plastic bowls.
Cat bowls? What?
The cat women will bring like human utensils and just litter it through the park to feed the stupid cats. As if a cat can't eat off a leaf or off the bare ground.
They
They bring
put like
like
forks and
plastic bowls.
why are there a lot of wild cats running around the parks?
There was enough of them that it was noticeable. Thankfully, I don't see too many of them anymore. Maybe the city poisoned them, but like more than 5 years ago, you would just see cats and kittens everywhere, and stupid old Latin and white ladies that keep littering the park with plastic bowls, giving them water and like it was annoying. It was more litter on that park from cat women than homeless people. Why do they like cats so much?
Women?
Yeah,
Not all women do, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, cats are cool enough.
they're cool when they're kittens. That's it.
Well, I mean, my cat's pretty cool, but I don't. He's an outside cat, though.
Because it's your cat, though.
Yeah, we use him for. He's a mouser, though. Like we wouldn't have even had him if we didn't have a mouse problem. We need to have balance in our ecosystem, so he catches mice when he wants to, and birds. He catches birds. I saw him once. I was sitting here working, and I look over, and all of a sudden I see him walk by with a blue jay in his mouth. I was like, "Oh, geez."
Gonna kill blue jays.
Yeah, he whacked it, man. And he just left it out there, so I had to go and pick it up and throw it in the woods. And bugs will eat it, but yeah, it's we called him Murder Death Killer, or I called him Murder Death Killer, so he got the name Murr, but it's short for Murder Death Killer.
Call him Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah.
You know what Ivan the Terrible is?
Yeah, he's that guy who that's Vlad the Impaler, but Ivan the Terrible was after Vlad the Impaler, wasn't he?
Okay. Yeah, I thought so in Cleveland, supposedly Ivan the Terrible was living there, and he went through a long legal battle to stay in the United States. But my understanding was he was like a sadistic Nazi guard that took pleasure in torturing people.
Oh, I didn't think that was Ivan the Terrible. I thought Ivan the Terrible was related to Vlad the Impaler, Vlad the Impaler was no. So I'm totally wrong. So Ivan the Terrible was the Grand Prince of Moscow and all of Russia from 1533 to 1547. So maybe this guy that you're talking about took this guy's name or his moniker.
Well, that's what he was branded, Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Maybe his name was just Ivan, and
they kept trying to. He was living in Cleveland as an elderly man, and they kept trying to deport him. And I'm pretty sure it broke him financially.
Why do I have him connected to Vlad the Impaler? Like Vlad, the guy who inspired Dracula is named Vlad the Impaler because he'd like impale people. But he did come like maybe 100 years before Ivan the Terrible, but I believe they're in different areas. So I don't know. His signature was cool as hell, though.
I might go out tonight and impale some people. Oh yeah. I thought that was funny.
You can call me Vlad the Impaler. Yeah. Reputation for cruelty.
I impale guts. Oh yeah. So
Core Venus promoted the spread. Yeah. I
can't believe Gambler gave up on us.
Maybe he's on vacation. Oh, I think he said last week he's going to be on vacation or something for a couple weeks. Maybe I just didn't imagine that.
Well, ain't no vacation from Scott Nimrod, man. I don't know what he's thinking. Yeah, so my plans are to update my production planning board with audio clips from background music to sound effects, and then I'm going to complete the color grading tutorials. There's like 4 more left, and then a week after that, I'll I'll remove the watermarks from the clips that I'm staging, and I'll start putting together this trailer.
In a world, are you gonna do voiceover? In a world.
Yeah, but the short answer is yeah, but the voiceover is going to be very low quality since I don't have the right equipment.
Just go
And
on, jump
then
on Fiverr and pay for one.
I want to learn how to do all this myself. So then maybe in another month I'll spend another $4,000 on the studio stuff for recording voice. This is expensive, but I think it's a worthwhile skill to have, man. So I really do.
So you'd pay for video clips, but you won't pay for voiceover work or audio clips.
It's custom work.
That's what I'm saying. Like Fiverr, you can go on and just buy it. They have people on there who are professional audio, like voiceover people.
I want to learn
Record
how to. I want to
podcast
learn.
intros and
I want to learn how to do it so that when my job fires me, I have other opportunities to figure out how to be a voice character or whatever. Like I just want to go through the process.
yeah, that's fine. No,
Uh,
so you got to get like you got to learn how to like control your body in ways so that you can make the noises, like the.
no, you just have to. I had this conversation a couple of days ago. So,
Oh
like
well,
this.
yeah. There's acoustics. So you got to take out you got to take out the background noise. So you got to buy panels that reduce your audio or like the interference or whatever bounce back. Well, God, man, I cannot think
Yeah,
this morning. But when you're doing voice acting though, it's very physical, I believe. Like you have to, you know, if I'm just sitting here hunched over, this is going to produce a lot different of a sound than if I'm like in a world, you know.
I mean
You take on the persona or
it's
the action, and
it's a 90-second trailer. How hard can it be for the voiceover?
I know, no, I'm just saying, like it'll be fun, I think, to do it because you get the box and then you like go and watch people do voice acting and they're always like moving their bodies and they're shaping to produce the ambiance that you want. You know, you're not gonna get like in a world down here. You're like, you know, you got to be up and like down and lower your voice and you know,
All right.
in a world.
I can't even do it now. Cain was the first man to strike down another. And when the Lord said to Cain, "What have you done?" For the ground couldn't, or you know where that came from?
Never heard of that one.
2009 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 trailer.
Oh, jeez.
It was one of the best trailers ever.
Ever?
Two of my favorite trailers is hold up. God damn it, Sean. Hold up. Two of my favorite trailers is this 2007 Detroit Chrysler Super Bowl imported from Detroit. That's one of my favorite commercials. That's my favorite commercial. And then the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2009, Cain struck Abel. I like that one as well. So those are my inspirations for the trailer that I would like to create. If I do this and then say share. So if I go to YouTube, my name is Scott. And then I say call, yeah, this right here, and then I think it's it was 90. Hold on. Yeah, here we go.
It looks so terrible now.
Cain was the first man ever to strike down another. And when the Lord came to him and said, "What have you done?" Cain could not hide his crime, for the voice of his brother's blood cried out from the very ground.
The world has been your battlefield. Everywhere you go, the blood of brothers and sons screams out against you. Perhaps you cannot yet hear it. Because the soil is not your own. But you will.
Oh, I remember this part. They go to the White House and all.
You will.
I mean, that trailer is hard, dude. Like,
Maybe you could carve out a niche by making gameplay trailers for indie games.
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
You can just go and find some people that have done games on Steam that don't have great videos. Like, so you just go on Steam and they have all these games, right? And some of them have launch videos and some of them probably don't. Just find them, contact the thing, and be like, "I'll make this for you." To whatever. Then get a repertoire or get a just make the condition that you can use it as a portfolio item. Once you build up a portfolio, then you can start to advertise and say, "Hey, I offer sweet video game trailers or whatever and production at reasonable prices from 9 to 5."
That reminds me. Let me look up Bulldog Mindset. That's a thought. Once I get a skill, once I can figure out what I'm doing, I'll definitely. The goal is to get a portfolio. But yeah,
You got? Are you putting?
it's, it's effed up. Every time I hear the term indie game, I always think about Indian programmers that focus on video games. I don't know why. It's like
I always think of Indie Game the movie, or remember the Indie Game the movie, where they follow the guys who did Super Meat Boy and
yeah.
Jonathan Blow. Jonathan Blow he's an interesting cat. I follow him on X. He's always got interesting things to say.
Yeah, he's a philosopher.
Yeah. He can afford to be opinionated.
Yeah. John Simon, his character changed so much in the past 10 years.
He's quitting out YouTube now? What? Is that him saying that?
I don't think so.
I'm 43 years old and I don't have any friends. I know this sounds weird, especially you guys that know me. John, Bulldog Mindset, right? You've got this YouTube channel. You know a lot of people.
That is about
Surely
him.
You have a lot of friends. But the answer is no, I don't really. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I have a large network. but I don't really have very many, if any, close friends. Now, I've got some guys that I talk to that I would consider to be close friends, but we don't really hang out. We don't really do anything together.
Yeah, that was from 2 years ago. I don't know. I like spying on him. I like periodically looking at his videos because my life isn't interesting.
Your life's really interesting, man. You're good.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know anybody else who's gone to
I think
Ghana randomly.
I don't know. I think there's a. I mean, if I'm really honest, and I don't think it's good. I think there's a faint bit of hater in me. If I'm really being transparent, it's I don't. It sucks. It's like I tend to feel better about myself when I'm going to his channel to realize that a self-made millionaire, it might be dealing with worse things in life when it comes to human relationships than myself. And I don't know why my mind thinks that that's reassuring. That's kind of hateful, isn't it?
No, I don't know.
Like I'll go through his videos, and I know that something's not right with him in his life. And every time I see these videos, it's as if I don't want to say crying for attention because I understand that he helps people. With the videos that I see, it seems like it's just like the videos that I have with you that are live stream. For me, it's therapeutic because I get to actually like talk to somebody and shoot the ish. It helps me because I would just be either sitting in silence by myself, or I might be just going through a path of eventually just talking to myself, which I don't think is healthy if you consistently do it. So like when I look at this Bulldog Mindset channel, I kind of see, I could be wrong, but I kind of see myself in him. But I think it's more severe with him because he has way more to lose, or he's probably lost more. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist.
I don't know the way you're saying that and the way that the video playing it, you know, if you added a little bit of sad violin, it would capture exactly what you're saying, I think.
Yeah, well, that might be another project of mine. So I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I think there's a little bit of sense of hater in me, and I don't think that's good.
Is that hater, or is that sympathy or empathy going out?
Well, it's not hater. It's not like I wish bad things on John. I wish John can go through life like most normal people go through life, and have to experience the reality of normal people. Like it's not that. It's more of hate of, oh man, like this guy's a self-made millionaire. He had muscles. Maybe he still has muscles. No homo, but he looks like he could pull hoes if he wanted to. But you can look at his videos and know that he's battling something personal. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. It looks like he has some personal demons that he's trying to overcome. And it reassures me that
that you're normal.
It reassures me that someone that quote unquote has way more going on for them financially maybe can be going through something worse than I am, or at least they're brave enough to expose it to the world that I'm not. I'm a very private person, believe it or not. Like, people don't know who my family member or what my family members look like. They don't know that much about my private life, except for work, and maybe except for they don't even know what employers I fall out with. Right? I don't expose the people that I love in my videos. I don't. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. So
yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I can see that too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I wonder at what point that changed with him, because like if you go back, I don't remember his videos being that way
they,
back when he was in the software
when
realm.
when he was simple programmer, like uh, like 7, 8 years ago, I was on I think it was like Tampa Code Camp or Florida Code. I think it was called Tampa Code Camp. It was a weekend like development convention, and I was going through the program online, and one of the speakers was John Sammez, and I was like, it was John Sammez and John Papa. You remember John?
Oh
Papa?
yeah, John Papa, yeah. I wonder what he's doing nowadays. I haven't heard much from him. Maybe it's because everyone exited X and now I
Okay,
see half the people, but
yeah, I'm not sure. But so I saw those two as speakers, and I'm like, oh shoot. And it was like 2 in the morning when I was surfing on my phone, looking at the program online, and I saw those two, and I'm like, yo, I'm going to meet them. I'm going to meet both of them. So I immediately like packed a carry-on bag, and I hopped in my car at like 5 in the morning, and I drove to Tampa, and I went to this conference, and I met both of them. And John, like no homo, that dude was like ripped. He was ripped. He obviously had he had an aura about him because he was like this, this educational motivator, like learn how to program, and this is the industry. Like I looked up to him a lot, and he's only like maybe a year older than me, a year or two older than me. But like I thought he was an amazing person. I mean, I still do, right? But over time, he's not the same person, and I think I appreciate the version of him from like 8 years ago compared to the version of him now.
yeah.
I really looked up to him 8 years ago because he represented someone that was he's 6'5". He was his physique was that of a racehorse, right? And I know it sounds homo, right? But then he was like very much into engineering, and he was helping people. And he was like the model that I wanted to follow. He really was. So, and I think like just like Samson, the Bible character, man. If I could guess, I think a woman destroyed him.
Yeah, could be.
And like the other red flag was like I think like 3 years ago, just like Jay-Z, like Jay-Z, he got into the routine of always putting Beyonce in his videos, in his rap videos. I'm like, dude, why are you always putting like your girlfriend or your wife in your rap videos, man? Why don't you just leave her out of it? Why are you integrating her into your life like that, man? Like keep her out, right? And that used to annoy me with Jay-Z. But then I started seeing John Thomas doing the same thing where he kept on having his girlfriend or his wife in his videos. I'm like, why are you including like your people that you care about in your productions? Like, why are you exposing them to the world, like something that personal? It's to each their own. Like I'm very private. I don't want to do that. But I was like, I don't understand why you keep bringing your wife into your videos. Make your videos without your wife, right? And that's just me being a critic because he's doing something and I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking about someone that's doing it while I'm not doing anything at all. So I understand like that's a trait of a hater. But it was just a red flag that like something wasn't right when you try to bring people in your life onto the World Wide Web for other people to acknowledge. I don't know. I think there's maybe something wrong with that, but that's just my personal opinion. So,
yeah.
You think I'm overly critical?
No, you're just, I guess, speaking what your reality is and how you see it. I mean, I looked up to John a lot too, back in the day. Like, I think anybody in tech who was looking at, how you could be maybe an influencer within tech. He's probably the godfather of influencing in tech. I mean, well, maybe him and some of the writers of certain books, Uncle Bob and a few other people who have fallen out of favor over the years. But I know, I mean, I was down with him. I got the book, the original OG book, not the other one. I mean, back when Scott Hanselman probably still talked to him. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I interviewed him. I interviewed him for my podcast. He was,
yeah, I think I listened to it.
Yeah, I was nervous as hell though. I mean, like I was like, I don't know, how do you talk to the person that is the basically is winning at being an influencer in the software space. So
yeah, I think before he got the Bulldog Mindset brand, but no, I actually bought a Bulldog Mindset T-shirt from him. I did. It was like $30. But
now, but is that even still a thing?
I don't think so. I was listening to. He had a tranny on there, part of the mind or whatever that name you just said, Programmers.
Well, yeah, that was Derek Bailey. Derek Bailey, I interviewed. He was the first person I interviewed for my podcast. Was Derek Bailey?
Was he a man back then?
Yeah. He ran. He had a podcast hosting software. It was Signal Leaf. And I was like to him, I'm like, hey, I remember sending him the email because I think he might have been the first person I emailed. Was, hey, I want to record this podcast, and I'm like, the only way I can really repay you is I could put this on Signal Leaf and become a member or whatever. He's like, yeah, I'll be on your podcast, but don't put it on Signal Leaf because I'm shutting it down. There's a lot. I mean, it makes sense, but there's a lot of costs associated with distributing audio over network because you're paying for a lot of transport costs, and so it wasn't lucrative, I guess.
Yeah. Then he went into being a dating coach, like all these videos right here.
Oh yeah. But Derek Bailey, then he also did code with me or something like that, or program with me. It was a web series type thing. Whatever, and then he pulled off of Entre Programmers and he became
a woman.
Oh yeah. So, which I guess I don't care. It's like you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. But, I mean, I'm not gonna, but
well, at what age?
Yeah. Well,
like that's
you're
a
happy.
Thing.
You're happy. I don't really care. As long as you're not trying to push things on me, I'm fine.
If you decide to be a woman at the age of 40, there's a lot going on. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you suppressed, there's a lot going on.
And then it was him. It was, and then I don't remember John Sunman's was like the other guy who ran Simple Programmer for a while. God, what was his name? He's the one I forget the most. Like, because Charles Max Wood's the other one who ran. Ruby, what is it? The Ruby on Rails podcast and JavaScript Jabber. And like, I don't know if he's still doing those podcasts as his job, but, and then there was the other guy that ran Simple Programmer. I just don't remember his name.
I can type it in. Hold on, which tab am I on? Oh.
Charles Max Wood, Derek Bailey, John Sonmez, and the guy I always forget about. Can you even find it anymore?
Simple. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they probably still contribute to it.
I could probably just look up Entre Programmers. Like, here's his face. I don't remember his name. Maybe it's in the intro.
Where's the images at?
Because then they added Manny, and I didn't really like Mano.
This website Something's not right. This. Oh, because it's still loading. Okay. Blog. July 11th was the last contribution to the blog. Why is their site so slow? Or is it my internet?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that all looks messed up.
Yeah, he was last active on his blog in 23. He was prolific. in
Josh.
23.
Josh is the guy's name. Josh Earl. Josh Earl. Is that what I said his name is? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Is that site even getting hit much anymore? Like, I feel like it fell off the face of the earth. And he was pulled fully from Pluralsight. Pluralsight kind of fell off the face of the earth too. Like that.
Yeah, I don't hear anything about Pluralsight.
I never hear about it.
Their marketing sucks now if they're still in business.
Yeah, I mean, I knew guys that worked there. A couple guys that I interviewed for my podcast worked there. Well, one of the guys for sure. And then I don't know, maybe they're just toned down now, or
Well, I mean, there's so many free videos on YouTube. Like, there's so many tutorials on YouTube. Like, Pluralsight would have to compete against that.
yeah. Well, I think they do because they focus on higher quality and production.
Yeah, but so do content creators that want to maintain views and likes and subscriptions. They're competing against them on a larger platform.
Yeah, I suppose. So,
And they can sell their merchandise on there.
but yeah, guy Jose.
And they have more access to visibility on YouTube than they do on Pluralsight, because the entire world, or what, I would assume that YouTube probably has 20%, at least 10% of the internet traffic is probably on YouTube, right? So someone that's focused on their personal brand, it's just more ideal to just be on YouTube if you had to pick one or the other compared to Pluralsight.
Yeah.
You'll get more industry. I don't know how many employers are on Pluralsight that are looking to hire people that are experts that teach a skill set, right? You'll find that on YouTube easier than you would on Pluralsight. So, I mean, those are the factors that I call out that probably led to the fall of Pluralsight.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to who can they convince to deliver content. Because I would assume that once you deliver content on Pluralsight, it's a conflict of interest for you to deliver that same content on other platforms like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So my logic is infinite.
Is it another day where you don't want to go to work?
I worked till 1 a.m. last night.
Oh, so you can take the time
I
off.
I worked from 9 to 1 a.m.
That's insane. And they don't see value in. I suppose if it's like it doesn't, because it's done outside hours, right? So what
It was a deployment.
Yeah, what value in the business is there to automate the deployment when you just have somebody that you're already paying do it at over 4 hours at night?
No, it was like 30 of us on the call.
Yeah, all getting paid no matter if you did it or not.
Yeah, I want to be a contractor. I want to be a contractor.
Yeah.
Only difference is you get sick medical benefits as a full-time employee, especially for the government.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. There's probably still a lot of opportunities out there. It's just hard to find, I guess. I don't know.
Like what?
I don't know. Just probably a lot of opportunities out there still. I don't know. I never knew how you landed contracts to begin with, to To be honest, I don't. That entire idea of going to be a contractor and doing contract work, not through another company, is just foreign to me.
I want to complete 2 years, which would be. Oh shoot! Hold up. Yeah. I want to complete 2 years, which I think would be April. I'm not sure if I can make it.
Yeah. All right, I probably should get going here though, because I gotta get some work done.
All right, we'll catch up. Stay black.
Yep. All right, see ya. Bye.